Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth, and if you're not into that or weird shit in general, this is not the place for you. Feel free to exit out the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the product, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. So I want to say about 2 weeks ago, and keep in mind, I've actually been sitting on this information because I wanted to kind of come up with something a little bit more substantial in telling the story. 2 weeks ago, I received a phone call. Again, another call for Keisha. And I picked up, I said, hello.
May I please speak to Keisha?
No, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number.
So you don't know who Keisha is?
What?
Keisha.
Did she just give me her last name? No, I'm sorry, I don't know who Keisha is, but I'll find out. And I just hung up the phone. So now what I've been doing is combing the internet, because the internet is actually a pretty fun place when you're trying to look for somebody, especially with a unique name like Keisha's. Kind of narrows down a few suspects. So I've been combing the streets of New York City in hopes to find our Keisha, with the hope that I can convince her to come on this channel and when I could do her makeup and ask her a lot of questions about her chlamydia. However, the other day I received this message, and I'm going to play it for you. Please note I'm also going to block some stuff out because, one, I want to be respectful of Keisha just in case she doesn't want to come on this channel, and also of, you know, this person that called me and all that stuff. So I'm gonna also change the voice a little bit too.
Hi, good morning. My name is. I'm calling with claim services. This message is for a corporation. Just calling in regard to an accident that was reported to us for March 3rd of 2019 involving one of your vehicles. If you could please give me a call back. My phone number is 718. And when calling, please reference. My hours today are from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. So I was like, oh fuck, Keisha got into a car accident, I guess. So I wound up giving her a call back, and I found out this car accident happened with a company, and the company happened to be owned by Keisha. I feel like the reality of Keisha coming here is getting that much closer, and it tastes so fucking good. Unfortunately, the lady, respectfully so, couldn't give me a lot of information about it because, you know, I am a wrong number after all. However, it makes me laugh because there's been countless times where, you know, people have broken HIPAA laws, but that's neither here or there at this point. In respect of everything, I'm going to leave the company name out and Keisha's last name out because, you know, I want to be respectful. I don't want to be that much of a dickbag, all right? Mark my words, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to have you on this channel. And you're gonna have to bring your own makeup because you're not touching my makeup with that fucking face. So now my mission, until it's completed, is to find Keisha and bring her home. I just wanted to let you guys know a little update about Keisha, but if all goes well, maybe we can find her sooner rather than later. And we can get her life straight, because that bitch needs some help. But anyway, how's your day? On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Colored Raine Safari Raine palette, but before I give you my overall thoughts, let me read you a little bit about the palette first. Safari Raine Eyeshadow Palette retails for $39. Created after our owner Lorraine's obsession with wildlife and the safari, we introduce our first ever 9-pan Safari Raine Eyeshadow Palette. This eyeshadow palette can be used to create everyday looks with a side of bling. Formulated for ease of use, the earth tones and exotic foil shades will not disappoint. So for $39, what exactly do you get? One, you get this beautiful palette that kind of reminds me of ColourPop packaging, except I want to say like maybe a touch more luxurious. It is a tad bit thicker, and stylistically it looks a lot nicer than ColourPop, sorry. On the back you get, of course, all the ingredients, so I do want to mention that this shit is cruelty-free, so for all my cruelty-free babies, this is definitely something that you should look into. When you open her up, you get this nice, beautiful mirror, which you have right here, but I'm going to fold it this way so I don't blind you guys. And you get 9 shades. 5 shades are metallic shimmers, while 4 shades are mattes. The other thing I do want to point out is that I also purchased a lipstick in this collection, but it didn't dawn on me until just now, and I haven't really fucked around with it. So yeah, I would take it off, but I actually have the ColourPop Juicy Gloss on, and I'm kind of living for it right now. So I don't want to like fuck up the rest of my face. And not that this really kind of goes together, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to put a pinned comment on this video to let you know a little bit more about the lipstick after I kind of try it out and blah, blah, blah. When I did swatch it, it felt very creamy and very nice. So you got that going for you, Colored Raine. I actually have never tried their lipstick formula before, so yeah, I probably fucked up on that one, didn't I? I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of lipsticks. However, I only wear like the same 6. I'm just a basic ass bitch. You know what I mean? I just like nudes. So I'm going to try to make it a point to wear it. Otherwise, I just spent $19 for no fucking reason. Story of my life. Okay, anyway, let's talk about this eyeshadow palette. So like I mentioned, there are 4 mattes in the sky, which are the following 4 shades: Clay, Congo Basin, Jungle, and Matriarch. I have to say that Colored Raine's matte formula to me is probably one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. And I was very excited to purchase this palette. One, because I like supporting them as a brand because they're a smaller company. But two, their quality is always fucking top notch. And their color stories are so fucking pretty. All of this is what I want to be on a day-to-day basis. I just want fucking oranges and greens and blues, and I just want to like just fuck up life. With that said, like I mentioned before, the mattes are some of my favorite formula. I love Colored Raine mattes so much, and these did not disappoint. However, there were some tiny, teeny little bit of issues that I did have with kind of these two darker colors over here, and I'll explain in a second. This first shade up here, Clay, it's beautiful, it's perfect, it's incredibly pigmented, and it's just soft. I had little to no fallout. There was a little bit of kick up in the pan, but there was no fallout in my face, and that's a-okay in my fucking book. Matriarch is another shade where it kind of acts very similar to the shade Clay, where you can place it and kind of make it really, really intense, or at the same time kind of blend it out and kind of sheer out this dark chocolate brown color. Either way, I think this is a beautiful brown, so I loved using this as like a lower lash line or like kind of like an outer corner moment, or actually in the crease. I feel like this is like a nice staple color. Okay, so Congo Basin, I love it. I love Congo Basin. I love the color of it. I think it has like a really beautiful pigment. However, I found a little difficulty kind of working with this. So when I would put it in the crease, I found that it would just kind of like stay in one area. It really wouldn't kind of sheer out or blend out like the color Clay or Matriarch. It would kind of just like stay in one spot, and it kind of was annoying, but at the same time it didn't bother me too much, only because I feel like when you have like these beautiful olive green colors, it's almost common to be very grungy, very smoky looking, almost kind of messy, but like on purpose. And I think that's what I like about these colors in general. You could literally fuck it up, but it's still gonna look good though. You're gonna be like, oh, you're having a 90s moment. You're so Courtney Love right now. And I love it for that very reason. I found that using it with more of like a dense packer brush and kind of just placing the color on, much like the Subculture palette, I'm not gonna have any issue with it. And the same kind of goes for the shade Jungle here. Although I will say it's a little bit better than Congo Basin, where you can blend it out, but still I did find that this one kind of faded the most on me. The lasting power in Colored Raine for me in general usually lasts for a very, very long time. However, when I was at work on Friday, I had this in my crease area. Over time, it just looked more faded and kind of like dingy looking. So I definitely think in the future with these two shades that I'm just going to pack them on and leave them alone and not do anything else, because it just didn't look right other than that. The formula for Clay and Matriarch was very, very soft, and the formula for Congo Basin and Jungle, they were soft, but not as soft as those two. I feel like these two were incredibly buttery, and these two were like a little bit stiffer. Not uncomfortably stiff like sandpaper, but you can tell the difference between these two to these two. Other than that, I had no issue with the matte formula. They are so fucking pretty. So even with the little difficulty that I did have with them, it doesn't fucking matter to me. Now that I kind of figured out a way to make them work better for me, that's how I'm going to use them. They're beautiful though. So like I mentioned before, you get 5 shimmers here: Toucan, Tigress, Green Valley, Lioness, and Amazon Basin. For all my looks, I pretty much focus on these two and these two. This one not so much, and I'll explain in a second. So these two shimmers right here, which is Toucan and Tigress, they have this burnt smokiness to them that is so pretty on the lid. Especially when working with these 3 colors in general, it kind of gives you this really beautiful dark sunset moment, and I fucking love it so much. These two I didn't have any issue with at all. I felt that they both worked good, wet or dry, and I had little to no fallout with them. There is a teeny bit of kick up in the pan, but nothing too crazy. For metallic shades, they're on the firmer side, which is really nice because I find that most shimmer shades are so soft pressed that they just look like fucking shit after you use them. This shade Green Valley, oh bitch, I fucking love this shade. It's so goddamn pretty. Fuck, dude. However, it does remind me a lot of some of the Milk Cosmetic shadows that I have, which I'll kind of explain in a second, which could be kind of considered dupes, just in case if you weren't interested in getting this palette and you have those 2 palettes. So I'll get to that in a second. But this is a beautiful green shade. I love this shade because it just reminds me of like a Disney fucking villain. I feel like an evil cunt with this. The other shade that is absolutely fucking stunning is the shade Amazon Basin. I really feel like this is a very beautiful like brown pewter type of a shade. A shade like this can be found in the Naked Reloaded palette, and that shade sucks. It doesn't even come close to this. This is fucking absolutely stunning. For me, I found that the shade not only worked wet or dry, also looked incredibly stunning as just a topper. Out of all the shimmers, I would have to say these two are my favorite. All right, so here's the shit that I didn't like. The shade Lioness. Listen, Lioness is really pretty. However, Lioness in the pan, you can see that bitch, fucking messy as all hell. I'm not even dipping my finger that hard in it. It's crumbly. The other shimmer shades are definitely way more firmer. They're very soft in texture, but they're firmer. This shade, however, Lioness, well, this is a very beautiful gold color. incredibly reflective. It's so goddamn nice. It's also chunky as all hell, to the point that, look, I just flaked it off. Do you see that? Okay, I'm just gonna play this fucking game until it just went into my carpet. Great. At least my carpet will be nice and gold. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's a very, very beautiful color, but like you have to like baby the shit out of it. It's really soft. Now I feel like the pan looks really fucked up. My mistake with that shade is that I used it dry, like I used the other ones at first. This shade fucking bukkake glittered me all over the goddamn face. I basically look like the stripper that nobody wants. You know what I mean? Like it just did not look good. It sucks because this gold shade belongs in this color story, but the formula is so fucking jacked up and different from the other ones. And it's weird because I really love Colored Raine's shimmer formula. I never have a fucking issue with this. But this shit though, bitch, not a fucking fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. See like the bald spot there? I have other gold shades that can kind of come close to that color, so I'm not mad about it. It just sucks though. It sucks that when you're like, all right, everything is really great in this palette, and then you have like that one shade that just fucks it up. All right, let me clean my hands off. And then I'm going to show you the different dupes that I found in my collection. Before I jump into some possible dupes and all that good stuff, I did see a lot of shit on the internet that a lot of people were kind of comparing this palette to the Juvia's Place Tri palette. And I want to say that honestly, both color stories look so fucking different. It's not even funny. One shade I would say that kind of looks a hair similar, and I'll show you that right now. But overall though, I don't understand why a lot of people are saying like this is copying this, because it's fucking the farthest from the truth. So yeah. Anyway, here are some possible dupes that I found. So this is Colored Raine, this is ColourPop Mobamba, and this is Juvia's Place San. These two look a little bit more close than this one. So this is Colored Raine, and this is Melt Cosmetics. They look very similar. I have to say though, Melt is definitely way more smoother, but way more problematic. But definitely smoother than the Colored Raine eyeshadow. This is Colored Raine, this is ColourPop Good Sport, ColourPop Just My Luck palette, and this is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. They're just like a hair difference between each one, I feel. So do I think it's worth it? For $39, I think this is a really solid palette. I think it's really pretty and definitely something that's different on the market that's currently now in the sea of bullshit neutral palettes. I'm very, very happy and pleased that I purchased this, and I'm definitely going to make it a point to get more Colored Raine eyeshadows because I love the quality of them. Even with the few problems that I did have with this palette, I think overall the good trumps the bad. And even some of the criticisms that I did have in this palette, I wouldn't necessarily say that they were bad, with the exception of this Lioness shade that's kind of a little shitty because it's a little flaky and crumbly and a fucking mess. These two shades in particular, Congo Basin and Jungle, you know, while there are a stiffer formula, I think you just kind of have to adapt your eyeshadow technique when using those two shades. I think it's worth the $39 price tag. So if this color story speaks to you, then I totally recommend getting it. I don't think you will be disappointed in having this. This is just a beautiful fucking palette and I love it. So yeah, so now I want to hear from you guys. Do you own this Colored Raine palette? Are you interested in it? Does this color story speak to you? Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. On that note, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, in the streets, out in life, whatever. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.